Do you know the story in 1 Kings 14 where the prophet gets killed on the way back because he disobeyed, and the lion knocks him off of his mule, but doesn't kill him and doesn't kill the mule. He stands there and waits for somebody to come and get the prophet. It's like he was on guard. You know, God created the animals, and they do what He wants them to do. So I just kind of believe that the animals came to Noah. After the 7 days, the flood waters came upon the earth or land. That's Genesis 7:10. Now, have you ever heard of a thing called the parentheses? This is so interesting. I'm just going to read here Luke 4:17. And the book of the prophet Isaiah was handed to him, and he opened the book and found the place where it is written, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because He has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim release to the captives and recovery of sight to the blind, to set free those who are oppressed, to proclaim the favorable year of the Lord." And what? He closed the book. Okay. Now I want you to turn to Isaiah 60. Somebody read for me Isaiah 61 all the way to, well, let me do it because you don't know where to stop. "The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to bring good news to the afflicted. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to captives and freedom to prisoners, to proclaim the favorable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our God." Now just kind of look back. What was left out? Right. Now, why did he stop?
He was there.
No, because Jesus was saying to proclaim the favorable year of the Lord, and he stopped because the day of vengeance of our God has not come yet. Ooh. Miss Wendy goes, ooh. The day of vengeance of our God is going to be tribulation. So I would like to suggest to you that there are parentheses. In fact, I found out there are 24 of them, which is a very interesting number. But there are 24 parentheses in the Bible, and I'm just going to give you a couple of them. This is one of them. Okay? Also, we're going to come back to the first one, but 62 plus 7 weeks in Daniel 9. It's Daniel 9:24 through 27. And it's mainly verse 26. Okay, so you've got it says, "Then after the 62 weeks the Messiah will be cut off and have nothing, and the people of the prince who is to come will destroy the city and the sanctuary, and its end will come with the flood. Even to the end there will be war. Desolations are determined." Now, has that happened? Yes, it has happened. In 70 AD, the temple was destroyed. Okay? And Messiah was cut off. Okay? But has this happened? Verse 27, "And he will make a firm covenant with the many for a week." Has that happened? It hasn't happened, because that is the covenant that the Antichrist is going to enforce. So what do we have here? A parenthesis. You get where I'm going?
And another thing too, just to throw this out there, because I just did, a study on Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Weeks actually, they were saying, really needed to be translated as years.
Right.
Not weeks.
Exactly right. Yeah, because it was exactly that many years before Jesus actually wrote in. Daniel 9:24 up to 26 was the triumphal entry of Jesus on the donkey.
Right.
It was actually prophesied to the day when he would come, and that's why he said in Luke, it's Luke 19. Let me start in 41. "When he approached Jerusalem, he saw the city and wept over it, saying, 'If you had known in this day, even you, the things which make for peace. But now they've been hidden from your eyes. For the days will come upon you when your enemies will throw up a barricade against you and surround you and hem you in on every side. And they will level you to the ground and your children within you, and they will not leave in you one stone upon another, because you did not recognize the time of your visitation. What did we just read? Do you understand what was going on here? Has anybody ever heard of the Septuagint?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Okay, the Septuagint was the Old Testament translated into Greek. Okay, so guess what? The Jews had a Bible. They had a Bible during the time of Jesus' visitation. He was holding them responsible because they had, just like we do, they had Daniel 9, and they knew the exact date that Jesus was going to come. And he prophesied in Zechariah 9:9 that he was coming on a donkey. How many rulers have ever come on a donkey in Jerusalem on that day? None of them, except Jesus Christ. So Daniel 9:24 through 27, if you're looking for a Messiah, he had to come before the temple was destroyed, and he had to come on that day riding on a donkey. That's how precise it was. Gabriel told them to the day what day he was going to come riding on a donkey. So, back to what I was saying, this is a parenthesis. And there are all kinds of parentheses in the Bible. Have you ever read Revelation? You know how Revelation opens up with the 7 seals? It's got the 7 seals. Have you ever noticed that you get to the 6th seal in you get to the 6th seal, Revelation 6:12, okay? And then chapter 7 you have what? An interlude. Now why is that? Okay? And then, just hold that point one second. Then you get to chapter 8 and you have the 7th seal. So you've got a parenthesis in there. You see that? Okay, then what happens is that 7th seal opens up into the 7 trumpets. Okay, so you get to the 6 trumpets. You get to the 6th trumpet, which is on Revelation 8:13. Okay, you get to the 6th trumpet, and then you have a parenthesis. Chapter 10, chapter 11, and and then it gets down to 11:15, the 7th trumpet. Do you see the parentheses? And then you get to 12 and 13, and then you open up the bowls. Okay, so when you get the bowls, you get the 6 bowls of wrath in Revelation 16:1, and then you get a little short parenthesis, just a little small one, and then you get the 7 bowls of wrath in verse 17. So look at the 7 days before the flood starts. Why Noah was called into the ark for 7 days. Why was he called in there for 7 days? Before the flood started. Number 1 was to mourn for Methuselah. Okay? But number 2 is another parenthesis. It's a period. Well, I can't prove it yet because I'm still researching it myself, but I am told, as I study, there are 24 parentheses in the Bible. I'm going to be hunting them down, and I'll give them to you when I get them. But the reason why 24 is important is because 24, remember we talked about the church was revealed in the New Testament? Remember, it was the secret, okay? Well, the church speaks of all these parentheses. It's always about the church. It's a secret, okay? Enoch got a prophecy from the Lord. He got a vision of some sort, and he named his child when it was his son. When he dies, it will come.